So I'm back from my volunteer trip in rikuzentaka in Ofunato. I have to say that the trip has definitely changed me, um, as it probably should anyone. Um, I had to make the trip short because standing in downtown Ofunato inside of a building that was like a skeleton over and over and over and over isn't what got to me the most, because all of that is just an offspring of consumerism and whatnot. So what bothered me was the people that I met at the very end that had lost their homes. No matter how much money they had, they were all living in some sort of shelter or makeshift home or on the floor somewhere. I spent a great deal of my time living in, a room full of 20 people, volunteering, and not being able to shower still pales into comparison to what these people have lost. And they have pretty much lost it. They don't have it anymore. And the few that do, that we could help, need help now, and they need it fast. Those people need the tsunami damage cleared so that they can rebuild their houses before they're condemned. And there's not enough people to go around to help, and it's a very frustrating situation. So I made the decision that this part of my trip would end for now, and I went to pack, and my computer LCD was smashed by someone, and it was very ironic for it to happen in a disaster zone, especially when I was going to use the computer as a tool to help that area. And I just really couldn't look at the images that I took of the disaster next to the disaster on the screen, because it made me realize, one, I could be one of those people. I could have nothing, and it too made me realize that I wasn't, and that I'm really lucky, and I cannot take things for granted, and I have to have more faith in things and processes and procedures, and I have to be a lot more trusting, because it will work out for you if you do trust. If you don't trust, then you'll always wonder why things are going wrong. And trust is a big thing in this world. If you trust the world will take care of you. When I got back to Tokyo, on the train on the way, I took the bullet train for the first time in my life, and all I could see was the building materials flying off the buildings as the train raced by, and everyone else just calmly sitting and not really paying attention is something I thought they should be, but realized that most of them have probably forgotten what happened in the place that I just came from. And that's the true tragedy of the entire situation, is that most people keep forgetting, and my job is to keep them from forgetting, even if it pisses them off, because those other people, they can't help themselves. Those elderly people that can't shovel mud from under their house or take up their own floorboards or anything, Um, they need people to do it for them. We live in a mindless society where people just go to work and come home and buy a bunch of shit and waste everything, and they don't really realize what's important, and they spend their whole life seeking it and wondering why their life is so terrible, when really they don't realize that they have everything that they probably can get out of it if they just wanted it bad enough. And I think the greatest lesson from the situation for me was that I actually could inspire people by example instead of just telling them to do something, because that never really works. You have to be the change that you see the need for in this world, and you just have to go out and do things and live your life and help others, because not everybody can help themselves. My thoughts and hopes will always stay with that area. I won't stop until I can go back to that first day that I went to the hotel where the lady told me the story about how she was sitting in the corner having tea, and she was studying English, and all I could see was nothing but a metal frame and a disaster all around me. And I told her, I'm so sorry. It's so terrible. And she said, no, it's not. Because you can make it better. And I will. So thank you.